Hello everyone. Yeah. Anyways, like the title, wherever it would be. I don't make videos, so I don't know. Uh like the title says, I tested positive for coronavirus, and I'm gonna talk about my symptoms, how I felt, what I went through. I also wanted to have my friends send me questions just to what they're curious about, what they would like me to discuss in the video. I can imagine, some of my friends probably felt shy reaching out to me, asking me certain things, which I get because, this is also new. It's not common. We're not used to this. I even know some people say that they would be embarrassed to admit that they tested positive. But honestly, I'm not embarrassed. I know it's just gonna be more and more common, unfortunately. I'll go ahead and start with a few questions that my lovely friends sent me. First question is, how did I feel when I first started getting sick? So basically, what happened is one day, it was a Thursday. I remember vividly. It was Thursday. I was working and I was like, man, like I have the worst headache. Like it didn't feel like it was throbbing. It didn't feel like a sharp pain or anything. It was all right here and it felt like pressure, like really strong pressure, and my head felt heavy. So that was weird. Like, yeah, I get headaches here and there, but nothing weird like that. And also, I had a bit of a sore throat. And I even told my coworkers, I work from home, but we use Microsoft Teams to communicate. I even told them, I was like, yeah, like I feel so weird, but luckily it's Thursday, it's almost the weekend, I can rest, yada yada. Like I didn't think anything of it. As days went by, the sore throat got worse. I just felt weaker. But I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, maybe because the weather change, it's summer now. It's probably just that because I get sick a lot. My family knows this. They make fun of me for it, but I get sick a lot. And when I do get sick, it's like really bad. Like if I get the common cold, oh my gosh, I feel terrible. I'm a big baby. Yeah, all that jazz. So, I just thought it was that. And of course, when this happened, this was when the second wave was hitting. So, yeah, it was, a possibility that I did think of, but I didn't really consider that as like a number one, like, oh my gosh, I have corona. I know for sure. Like, I didn't know. Leading to the other question, how did you know you had coronavirus? Like I said, I didn't really know until it got worse and worse. And like I said, I got sick for the first day was a Thursday. Come Saturday, I still felt the same, really weak. My body felt weak, coughing, sore throat. My chest felt congested. And then, like in the afternoon, like I was laying down, I just wanted to rest. And then out of nowhere, like my stomach started feeling jumbled up. Like it was weird. It wasn't like a feeling like, oh, like maybe I ate something or something like that. No, it was weird, like a weird type of jumbled up and really bad nausea. Like it was so bad. And I was watching TV trying to get my mind off of it. But of course didn't work. I had to run to the bathroom and throw up. And it was weird because I'm not really a puker or anything like that. I don't get sick like that easily. So it just got worse and worse. So I made an appointment with a doctor. I spoke to this doctor, told her how I felt. She didn't really have much to say. She just said, oh, it seems like you could potentially have coronavirus. You should probably get tested. I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, like, I've been taking Dayquil, NyQuil, you know, over-the-counter stuff, nothing's helping. And she's like, well, you know, it's pretty much all there is that's gonna help with that. And I was like, okay. So, she referred me to get tested. And also, I mostly got tested because my sister-in-law, who's a family nurse practitioner, so she knows her stuff. And not to get confused, not a regular nurse. She is the person who usually you see when you go to like a family doctor, you get physical, or you go in for any type of doctor's visit. So that's what she is. And she told me, she's like, yeah, you definitely need to get tested. Cases are increasing really bad here in Arizona. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So yeah, you really need to get tested. So I tried going that same day, and oh my gosh, it was so hard. The urgent cares everywhere was getting flooded with people trying to get tested, because that's how bad the numbers were here in Arizona. Like, it was just ridiculous. I would call urgent cares and they'd be like, yeah, we test here, but we're all out of tests for today. Or they'd be like, oh, we're all booked all week. So, and CVS, I tried doing it through CVS. I didn't really want to, because CVS, they make you do the swab. And knowing me, I feel like I'm gonna chicken out and only do it a little bit and not do it right. And I didn't want to do it wrong and then have the tests not come back accurate. So I went the next day. Well, I called, I made an appointment. Luckily, whoever attended me was very nice to squeeze me in, because she said they were all booked for the next week as well. And she could hear that I was very sick. So she was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to squeeze you in right here. Try to get here like 20 minutes before, blah, blah, blah. Very sweet. Thank goodness. So I went the next day in the evening to get tested. I was dreading it because I don't like stuff going up my nose that deep. I was scared of the test, but of course, don't let that be something that stops you from taking the test either. But yeah, honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Of course, it's very uncomfortable, but honestly, the discomfort only lasts like 5 seconds, and you know, boop, boop, done. So they told me my test would come back in 3 to 5 days. I took this test on a Wednesday. They're like, if it's positive, we'll call you. If it's negative, we'll send you a text. I was like, okay. Come Sunday, which is like 4 or 5 days, whatever. Come Sunday, I get a call, and I see that it's the urgent care's phone number, because I recognize their number. And I was like, it's a call. I just wanted a text so that it would say you're negative, and it would be good news and everything would be dandy. But no, it was a call. I answered, tested positive. And for like 5 minutes, I was like in a state of shock. It was weird. It was hard to explain, because I was like, what? Me? I have coronavirus? Like, I see people, you know, online and on TV say they have it, and I've seen, you know, what's been going on at hospitals, and, you know, with everything that happened in New York a few months ago, it just didn't feel real. Of course, I was always cautious. I went work at home just to avoid getting it. My husband and I would only even go to the store. That's all we would go to. They did shut down things here in Arizona for like a month. But of course they opened back up, and here we are. We're number 1 in the world for coronavirus. But back to the questions here. Did you lose smell or taste? So usually when I get sick, I'm not really the type to lose smell or, not really taste anything. I did notice, however, that, in the beginning, the first few days, I would pick up weird smells and I wouldn't pick up actual smells, if that makes sense. It's kind of explain weird. But for example, like the third day, I was just exhausted, did not feel well at all. I told my husband, I was like, you know what, I just want Chick-fil-A. I don't want to cook. I don't have energy to make myself something. I don't even have energy to make a turkey sandwich. Like, I just want Chick-fil-A or something. And especially since Chick-fil-A is more, doesn't have like much flavorful stuff. Of course, if you just get just the original chicken, not the spicy. So I feel like it would get along well with my stomach, so I did it. And I remember when we got it through the drive-thru and I smelled it. It didn't smell like, oh, this smells like Chick-fil-A. I only smelled the oil that they used to fry the food in. Just the oil. And of course, it didn't smell good. Oil doesn't smell good. So it was weird. I could not smell the food at all. Just the oil. And I thought that was weird because I had never experienced anything like that before. But after I noticed that, I started paying more attention to my sense of smell. And I did indeed notice that I completely lost my sense of smell, like 100%. I could not smell anything. If you were to grab perfume and make me smell it, I would not smell anything. It was horrible. In regards to taste, I could still taste food, but it wasn't like enjoyable and like, oh, this tastes good. Like I would just taste it. I would just eat just because my stomach wanted food, not because I wanted to. Yeah, I didn't really have much of an appetite. But yeah, next question here. What's your routine at home like now? And in regards to that, currently, since I'm better, I'm working again. But in regards to how my routine was when I was sick for those few weeks, it was just weird. It wasn't me at all because, I don't really like missing work. I feel bad. I feel guilty, even though I was literally sick and literally had coronavirus. I just felt guilty. So it's not like I was on vacation and I was enjoying it. I was uncomfortable. I did not feel well at all. I didn't have energy for anything. My body felt so weak. The most I could do was just sit or lay on the couch and watch TV, or lay in bed, watch videos on my phone. That was the only thing I could do. There was this one day I wouldn't say bored, but I wanted to do something different because I was just tired. I was just sitting around. So I was like, oh, I'll at least try to play Grand Theft Auto or something on the Xbox. So I went, I logged on with my little remote, and oh my gosh, I was at the loading screen and I was like, I can't do this. I feel so weak, so sick. I can't even sit and pay attention to a video game and play a video game. I just could not. It was horrible. And it sucked. Like, I couldn't do anything. That was my routine. But, every day I would wake up like at 1:30 in the afternoon. Instead of the usual 6:30 in the morning for work. So yeah, my routine was really different. And mentally, I felt like I was like in another dimension. Like things did not feel real. Because like I said, you're just in shock because, I didn't expect. I mean, yeah, like it's becoming more and more common, but I don't know anyone personally that has it. I don't have friends that I know that have tested positive, not even family. I was the first one in the family. And my family joked around. They were like, of course you would get it. But, all jokes aside, it was really scary. We were really scared because this sickness is no joke. it doesn't feel like the flu like most people insinuate. It's nothing like that. It's far worse. It is horrible. I would not wish this upon my worst enemy. Like, it was just horrible. And I may look fine and all done up and cute, but it's the first time in like a month and a half that I've even touched my hair. I would just throw it in a bun or a ponytail or something like that, just to get it out of the way. I wouldn't do anything to my face, nothing. I didn't have energy for anything. I wasn't myself. It was weird. Another question I had is, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about this? And mentally, you know, for the first 3/4 of it, I didn't have time to, you know, really think about anything else other than how sick I felt. So, but, you know, towards the end, you know, once I, you know, started being able to be more mindful, then I started feeling weird. I started feeling like really just bummed out, really just sad. Like, it's been a rough year, man. Like, it's been crazy. Stuff is crazy. And then, you know, it just felt really, I just felt bummed out that I, you know, have this sickness that we barely know anything about. Like, I just felt bummed out, and I was like, man, like, this sucks. This is crazy. But yeah, I feel better now. I feel like I'm mentally going, you know, back to before. Of course not. There's no such thing as back to normal anymore. We can't even say that anymore. It's crazy. But yeah, those weeks that I was sick, it was weird. It was just weird. I would just watch TV. I would watch a lot of conspiracy theory videos, honestly. But yeah, that's what I was up to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about it. I made this for my friends, not for clout or anything. I made this for my friends. All jokes and memes aside, I'm very fortunate to be here, to have, you know, my own voice back, to not feel like I can't breathe, just to feel well. I'm very fortunate that it didn't get to a degree where I had to be hospitalized, although of course I was very sick. But, you know, I'm not gonna go to a hospital and take up a bed for someone who would need it more than I do. You know, if I can make it through at home for a few weeks. So that's what I did, and we got it done. But yeah, thanks for taking the time to listen. Hopefully this is more of an eye-opener to my friends out there who watch this. Please be safe. Please be careful. Not only for your sake, but the sake of others. Stuff is bananas out here. Oh, I did have another question. My friend sent summary of 2020. I don't know what she means by that. Summary of my life or summary of what I think 2020 is. So I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. I feel like 2020 is an important year. Well, I wouldn't say important. It's a significant year. I feel like people's true colors are really showing. The good colors and the bad colors. Stuff is getting exposed. Things are happening. Things are crazy. But nothing's impossible. With that being said, again, like I said, be safe and take care. Thanks for spending time watching this. And if you have any other questions, if you're friends with me, don't feel shy to ask. Just ask away and I got you, if I didn't already mention it in this video. But yeah, be safe, take care of yourself, take care of your family and your friends. But yeah, thanks for watching.